are now tuned to Famous Radio. Live. Every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. Let's go.
What up? You already know it's Famous Flava Radio. Your girl Rain, the hostess with the mostest in the building. DJ Famous. Yes, people, I was late and I see Famous was talking shit.
I'm saying though, I was late last week, so now was this payback?
Nah, I just came back today from somewhere, you know.
Yeah,
you know, I'm all over.
I seen that.
No, we're not gonna talk about that, and it was not that. Anyway, let's go to the news. First and foremost, we gotta give a shout out to our sponsors. So you know, we already got Core Water. Be true to your core. You missing the socks today?
Yeah, we missing the socks. Somebody got us for the socks.
Somebody got us for the socks, but you already know we got Google as a sponsor. Don't be evil, and our Sapien Consulting hand sanitizer.
Got nothing.
Yo, y'all acting crazy today.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's going on? I don't know what's up with that. All right, so let's get into the news. You already know today's edition is Real Talk Edition. We got Mysonne in the building. Let me tell you something. I've been waiting for this interview for a really long time. I've been wanting to get him on the show since the BET Cypher. So I'm really excited
Keep it real. You really was pressing me since the first show. Like, yo, I'm saying we need to get Mysonne. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get Mysonne.
No, we definitely, but that, you know, that's because of what he's out here doing, and those.
It just
things.
Enhanced your press. All right, go ahead. Go into the news.
Starting early with buses.
Let's get into the news.
All right, let's get into the news. So last week I reported that Derrick Rose was rethinking his career in the NBA due to his injuries taking a toll on him. However, since then it has been reported that he was in contact with the Cavs GM and has expressed his desire to return. Wow. So I think he thought about
Change
that.
Your heart?
Yeah, I
thought about that bad.
Remember that $70 million he would have been losing out with Adidas. So I think a couple of injuries, I'll be all right. All right, so LL Cool J, congratulations to him. He is the first rapper to receive the Kennedy Center honor, is known for the highest award for a performer can receive. So shout out to him. And then speaking of which, you already know Grammy nominations are out, and Jay-Z is dominating the nominations with 8 nominations, including Album of the Year, which actually makes history. This is the first time in Grammy history, well, not the first time in Grammy history, well, in 58 years history that this particular award, there's no single white solo artist.
Okay.
So I think that they heard, last year people were complaining about the diversity with the Grammys. Okay. So they changed it up a lot. And, he's dominated it 2018. Beyonce dominated 2017. Those are definitely power couple goals right there. And, our girl Cardi B is nominated for 2 Grammys. And she is actually going against Jay-Z in one of those categories, which is Best Rap Song. And then she was also nominated for Best Rap Performance. So shout out to her. BX is in the building.
Definitely.
And another person, again, receiving another great award. We have him, he's always highlighted on the news, which is Colin Kaepernick. He is nominated for Sports Illustrated Muhammad Ali Legacy Award to honor a figure who embodies the ideals of sportsmanship, leadership, philanthropy, and has used his sport as a platform to change the world.
Nice. Big.
So you know what? Although he's still not in the NBA, he's still winning. And the message is definitely out there. And so congratulations to him. Lastly, Sierra will be hosting Dix Clark Rockin' Eve alongside Ryan Seacrest and Jenny McCarthy. Oh. So good, shout out for her. We got nothing but good news. And lastly, today is Jay-Z's birthday, as well as the late rapper Chinks. So happy birthday to them.
What's up? That's what's up. Rain with the news. You already know what it is. Famous Flava Radio Live. We'll be right back with Mysonne. You already know what it is, man. Tune in. Keep it live. Call us up. 718-239-9200. We here.
I was going to take this out. They're not a sponsor.
Real rap, real talk, real shit. Famous Flava Radio Live each and every Monday, 6 to 7. Your boy Famous, I'm here. Rain, the hostess with the mostest, is here. And our featured guest is now in the building. Salute him. Oh, man. This is prolific right here. Mysonne the General is in the building.
What's good, Famous?
Live in full effect. Took me a minute because Mice is everywhere doing this, doing that. But when I hit him up, he was like, yo, it's no question. So that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's how we on it.
That's how we
on it.
You know what I mean? Day one.
So Mike, let's get right into it, right? Because the people, they wanted this interview, right? They wanted to see what was going on with Mike's, right?
Yes, sir.
So let the people know, when did you start for the new Jacks, the new era? You know what I mean? People like my son's age and all that, the 20-year-olds, the 23, 4, 5. Let them understand a little history. Like, how'd you start? Where did you get your start?
I started in '98. I was signed to Def Jam Violator. Chris Lighty signed me in '98. Through a legendary battle, me and Sean had a battle in front of Justin's. Nori was there. It was, pretty much legendary from there, because that was the era when battle was It was different. It wasn't like it is now. It wasn't all this commercial. It was, you rap, you come here, y'all getting the square. If you couldn't rap, you got out of here. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that was the era I was from. And right after I got signed, right before I got signed, actually, me and DMX had a legendary site for me and Dragon in the Bronx, in front of the Two Dragons tattoo parlor they used to have on Westchester Square. I was with the Rough Riders all the time. They used to just throw us in. They call it the dungeon. You just go in the booth and just battle. So it was legendary battles. Like when you look at Hard Knock Life, when you see the behind with Beanie and all of them, I missed that cipher by like 2 hours.
Wow.
And DMX was mad because I was on tour with DMX and I had left. And when I came back, he's like, "Yo, we just had the craziest cipher." And he was telling me about it. So when I'm watching backstage and I'm seeing that cipher, I'm like,
been in that.
And you know what I'm saying? So that's the era I'm from. That's when I started. And then shortly after that, I had a case that I was fighting. So, I was fighting the case, and unfortunately, I blew trial, got sentenced to 7-14 years in '99. So I sat up for 7 years and then got released in 2006 and just came home, grinded. We did Bang Bang Boogie.
Exactly.
Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? We was making noise with that. Continued moving. I was messing with Game for a little while. Then after that, started doing New Bronx City. We tried to form a Bronx organization, and then, all of us continued just moving on, just grinding, just finding what it is that made sense, and what my niche was.
I don't want to rush the people, Mike, because this is real shit. You ain't an artist that I want to rush, Mike. Even though we got an hour, but it's a lot of points that I need to touch with you, Mike. So let's go back a step, right? Let's talk Violator. What does it mean for a Bronx boy coming out of the Bronx, just doing what you love, just to get signed to such a at that time, Violator meant something. Def Jam meant something. It wasn't like it was just, I just got a deal or something like that. Was like, etched in stone. Like Violator, Def Jam, Chris, like Buster, LL, they had everyone. So for you to come along, boy from the Bronx, the Heights, like, what did that mean? Like, did you think automatically like, yo, my life about to change right now?
Of course I did. You know what I'm saying? I was, like you said, I was a 20-year-old kid from the Bronx. And I went from being on the block to, next thing you know, I'm sitting in front of Chris Lighty rhyming for Chris Lighty. I'm in front of Rivera rhyming for Un. And I'm like, this is the day, like, this is the nigga who found Biggie. This is, you know what I'm saying? And I got a son on the way, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. And you know what I'm saying? Struggling in the streets and whatever, and saying to myself, like, this is my opportunity to change my life. And rhyming for throwing on 10 beats, and I'm rhyming to every beat. So they like, yo, this thing's the truth. Recording the song right there that same day, to being in Chris Lighty office, to Jermaine Dupri flying me out to Atlanta. I had a bidding war. I sat down with just about every label. Puff was gonna sign me. Like, I sat down with just about every label, and then it came down to what was the best thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Chris Lighty was from the Bronx. He was hungry. He was like, yo, what I envisioned for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then everywhere else, it was like there was somebody who already had that label. Like, I was this close to being a Rough Rider, but it was just that that was DMX label.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, and I'm like, I could carry my own. Like, I got my own team. I want to be what Rough Riders is. Right. At that time, we was calling ourselves, I was the Problem Child. I had a whole group called the Problem Children. Like, we had our own thing. So I was like, the same way the Rough Riders is them. I love them. They family, but I think that I could carry my own label.
Your own movement.
So, that's why I went with Chris Lighty, because it wasn't no movement over there. It was just individual artists. And at that time, Violator was was basically a management. They managed all the artists, and he explained to me like, yo, you, Foxy, and Cormega is the only artists that are on the label Violator.
Okay.
So it's like, this is pretty much whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, he said, we got access to every artist, all these artists that's on the Violator management. We can make sure they on the album. You're gonna be on their albums. Like this is so it made sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And Chris he was a genuine dude, man. He used to come to my house and just pick me up. You know, it's every day in the Benz, picking up like, yo, let's go, man. Like you know what I'm saying? So he seemed authentic. So it made sense, man, and it was love.
So now we on Violator, right? You're amongst the best. You're amongst the elite at this point. Then this case comes.
Yeah.
You get locked up, right? All right. You take a chance, right? Whatever. You said you blew trial. You're not gonna get into all that. What is going through your mind at this point? Are you saying I'm finished? Or are you thinking I still got a chance? At that point, do you know after you get hit with the years and you know this shit just got real? Do you feel now you sitting up, I'm finished? What did I do? Did I just fuck up my potential? Like what's going through your mind at that point?
I don't think I ever said I was finished. You know what I'm saying? Because I just knew who I was, and I always knew that talent and the drive that I have, that it was no way I wasn't gonna do what I was gonna do. But I did realize that this was a journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I got 7 years. Like, I'm really gonna be sitting here for 7 years for some bullshit, and I don't know what, but I know I'm not gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? So I utilized that time and just honed my craft more. You know what I'm saying? I took everything, I studied, I listened to beats. I still had people sending me beat tapes. I had notebooks full of rhymes. I had ideas. I had sketched out business plans. I worked out. Like, you know, I utilized every minute of my time to make myself a better person. I was going to make sure when I got back in society, I was more prepared for success. Because even though success was coming fast, I was 20. I didn't even know I had people around me that probably shouldn't have been, that you found that out throughout the time because they wasn't there. They wasn't 100 and, you know, all type of shit just coming at you so fast. And that's why I watch a lot of these little young kids in the industry and you see they falling, they drug addicts, they just, because shit just be coming so fast. And you don't have anything to compare it to, and ain't nobody stopping you because you hot. Nobody don't want to tell you something that make you feel like you ain't the cool person to be around.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was a bunch of stuff, and I was being out of that mix, just being able to look and see the people that came up with me, that a lot of them, and seeing who was successful. Like, damn, watching how 50 blew right after, you know what I'm saying? Because where 50 was is where I was at that time. Like, I was supposed to, the whole lane and everything he was doing was the lane. Then seeing how Chris just took that and did that. You understand what I'm saying? But it made sense. Just understanding that, just understanding what it was, his drive, and how he wasn't out drinking and drugging, like understanding that a lot of people didn't make the same move. So I was able to study the game from the inside and then come home with a plan and focused. You know what I'm saying? So laser focus.
Let me I have to chime in. So would you say that the time that you did, that's where the transition of your message started to change?
I don't know if it was, I think my transition is just natural evolution. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when you're young, you talk about the reality, what's going on, but you young. So you come from a young perspective. You know, as you hear people get older, the message evolves. You can't say the same dumb shit that you said at 20, at 21. So I don't hold no kids. Like, when I listen to these little young dudes and people like, yo, they talking about that, I'm like, but they kids. I'm not mad that they talking about shit that kids talk about. I'm mad at the older dudes that don't pull a coattail that y'all been there and y'all running around with them and you saying the same dumb shit that they saying. They following you. So it's not their fault, it's your fault. So when I was young, that's what I was on. I was in the streets. We was about money. You did something, we was popping off. That's what I talked about. Anybody tell you, any rhyme that I would say was true to me. I was always who I was. I didn't make up nothing. I wasn't about trying to, be something I wasn't. I always was true to myself. So I think me spending time understanding, like, and a lot of these OGs giving me jewels and saying, yo, you got to make sure that these kids don't come in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta tell them, son, you gotta tell them the reality, because these dudes go home, these fake dudes go home glorifying this shit like it's something, and there's nothing in here. And the realest dudes ain't never coming home, and they ain't glorifying it. They go home like, they listen to these dudes, I'm like, what the fuck is they talking about? Like, why are they making it seem like it's some level of, you know, success or something to be in jail? Like, what? And watching these kids continue to go on with this revolving door, believing this false narrative. So you know, that became a job for me to come home and dispel myths.
I saw it the other day. It's funny that you say that. I was just on the train coming home from work, and there was a couple of dudes, and they had to be in like their early 20s, and they were, I guess they hadn't seen each other for a while, but I'm standing right next to them. I just kind of hear their conversation, and one of them was talking about how he just came home, and the other one was like, yeah, you know, I just came home too, and you know, I'm doing my thing out of town. I just popping up now, but the way that they're talking about their lifestyle is like it was the best shit to be doing right now. And, you know, dude is like, you know, I don't even pass by the 47th precinct because, you know, they know my social. They see me. And it was like the way they was talking about it, like, that was actually a good thing. And I was so disheartened at that time because I'm like, yo, I grew up in the hood. I grew up the projects right next to 47th precinct. You know, I grew up in Edenwood. I know what that is. I know the lifestyles and all that. And it was just sad to see that these kids, they were still young men. But it was like, now you should be a little older now where that perception should change. And I'm finding it that it's not happening.
The sad part is, this is not just for advertising.
No, it's not.
You in there, man.
Just make sure this ain't just
shout out the sponsor.
Let me see what this working on.
That one is good.
See what it's about? See what it's hitting for?
Okay, this thing all right. Okay.
We on it? That's what we on it?
That's how we on it.
Okay.
But the reality of the situation is that's what it is. It's really disheartening, you know? And it's like, I got kids. I got all sons. I got 3 sons. So when I watch these dudes spread these false narratives and this fake life, and I know that ain't it, and I know that you ain't it, because if you was it, you wouldn't even be saying it. Because I don't know no real nigga that's glorifying negativity, even if they involved in it. You understand what I'm saying? I know niggas that's in the streets, been in the streets their whole life, and would never talk about it like it's something cool. They're like, that shit ain't about them. We trying to get out. We trying to figure out, we figured out was a means to an end, or some shit that we didn't know that we had any other options. So we utilized what we had to try to get more. These dudes is talking about it like this is your career, and this is some shit that, you know, for you to gravitate to, and you know, this is what you're supposed to end all be all. And at the end of the day, I know better, so it bothers me.
Do you feel that you get a lot of slack, or like these older rap guys, they looking at you like, yo, who's he to tell me what to say to these kids? I'm making money. Like, do you feel like you're at ends? Like, if you guys are in the same, like, say, event, do you feel like they looking at you a certain way, like, yo, but because the message that you're now proclaiming, basically you're saying that what they're saying is totally fake, and it's whack for them to even say that, to even promote that to our young kids. But hear it, like you said, you know, you talked about jewels or something like that. I have the lyrics, but then you like, you're not giving them jewels. You're not even dropping jewels.
The diamonds would never give them no jewels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you feel like there's tension when you see these people?
The thing is, I don't feed into that. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize you get the energy that you put out into the universe, right? And if you mad at me for telling the truth, then you got to deal with that person. And I think most of them already know how far you could take me. You know, we've already established boundaries. It's like I'm peaceful, I'm calm, and I'm full progression. But you already know when you put me in another situation that it's not how it's going to turn out. So I don't really deal with that level of things. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really have that issue. You have people that want to talk to you or be like, yo, you said this. I'm like, yeah, I said it. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing personal with you, but that's something you got to search yourself. If what I'm telling you is wrong, then tell me I'm wrong. If you know, if I'm telling you, if you telling these kids to take drugs and they ODing and you like it ain't your fault, and I think that you shouldn't be giving that message, and I said, what's wrong with that? Tell me where I'm saying something that's wrong. If you tell me where I'm saying something wrong, then we can have a conversation. Whether you angry or not, just base it on common sense.
You know what it is, though? I just personally think that they're offended because they know that they're doing wrong, right? So you struck a nerve, and they like,
but you got to deal with yourself, because
exactly.
At the end of the day, even if you want to argue and be mad, the only person you can be mad at is you. Because that's what I stop. When dudes say something to me, I be like, this stop me where I'm lying, though. If I'm lying, then be mad. But if I'm telling the truth, what you mad at the truth for? Now, whatever, I can stand on the truth all day. So however you feel about the truth, I'm willing to live or die with the truth. Whatever it's gonna take, I'm gonna always stand on truth. So
dope.
I think anybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? Before I was all the way positive, you understood that you couldn't approach me a certain way. So it ain't gonna change. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be the aggressor, but I'm definitely not gonna be the person that's over aggressed. You know, I'm not gonna be a victim. So, you know what? The only thing you could do is take what I said and either don't like it or keep moving.
Can the 20-year-old Mysonne, did he ever see himself on the front line as an activist, as somebody like a Tupac? You know, like
Tupac was always my favorite artist. So, you know what I'm saying? I think it was always a natural transition. But you know, when you're young, you just gravitate to the thug in Tupac because it's thug life, and you don't
the environment in which you live in,
And you know what I'm saying? You listen to all these songs like. And you listen to the political, but you don't understand the politics. You just like, nah, we just gotta figure it out. We just gotta work. We in these streets, man. We gotta thug life, and we gotta do this. And then as you your mind starts to open, and you realize that the brother that you beefing with ain't really the problem. Y'all both in the same fucked up situation, trying to figure out how to get out. And you think he your issue, but it's somebody controlling all this shit. And we find each other instead of building with each other so that we can make it better for all of us. And we don't even realize that. So as you start growing and you start realizing that and you start seeing that when you go to prison, 90% of the people look like you with the same exact story. And these niggas is borderline geniuses just sitting in jails for the rest of their life and never coming home. And they know that because they know how strong these young men minds is, and they won't even allow them to get back into society because they know if they get back in society, the change is going to be made because they whole auras, it screams leadership. So people gonna immediately gravitate to you. So I was lucky enough to be around that type of energy and be able to gravitate to them. And they always put that, you know, they put jewels on me because they felt like I was somebody that grabbed them. I was young and I was listening. I always wanted to learn. So they would tell me stuff and say, look, it's your duty to go back in society, and you have a platform, you have a voice, you have a talent, you have a skill. It is your duty to utilize it for something to make sure that we getting less of these kids in here thinking what you thought, because we were lied to.
Mice, let me touch something. That word activist, do you consider yourself an activist?
I consider myself a raptivist.
Okay.
Now,
I like that.
lately, we were seeing Mice on the front lines all over the country, standing up for what you believe, of course. Black Lives Matter, the Kaepernick joint, whatever it is, you on the front line, you there. For something that don't even have nothing to do with you personally, and I see and I respect you for stepping up. But now you said you made a point, like the industry, they don't want leaders, they want followers, they want people that they could puppet, they want strings, they want to be able to tell you, or they use the word advise. I want to advise you to do this. Now, do you think in any way you having such a voice and an opinion, does that hinder you from being in the industry the way you're supposed to be in the industry? Or do you feel like you are where you're supposed to be?
I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I feel like I've created my own lane. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't need y'all to do nothing for me. You know, my following and everything has come organically and naturally in being me. Going to sleep, waking up, you know, feeling good about everything I say and do, not making music that I don't really want to, but I think this is the one the DJ gonna play, or not doing this because that's what they said to do. Nah, I do what I want to do. Whatever my heart tell me to do, I go out, put my music out, and people gravitate to it. And it's the most refreshing feeling when you being you and you see the progress and you see people coming to it. So the industry is gonna gravitate to what's winning. Okay. And they just think that something is winning because nobody else is showing them that something else is winning. So you got that's what everybody did when they was doing shiny suits. They told DMX, "Nah, nobody want to hear that shit. You know, nobody want to hear that." And he had to make them believe somebody wanted to hear. When they wanted to do that, they told Jay-Z, "Yeah, nobody want to hear this smooth hustler shit." He had to make them believe it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So people are gravitating to authenticity. If you look at Cardi, we in an authentic time. Niggas I don't think people saying Cardi B is the best rapper, but they think she is one of the most authentic people in the industry. She is relatable. She is somebody that wake up. Sometimes she ain't got no makeup on. She got her hair. She get on and she talk about the same shit me and you is going through. And everybody can relate to it. You don't gotta like her. You don't gotta think, but you can't say that it's not authentic. You can't say that you don't feel what she's saying because it's from a place of honesty.
Right.
And it's not scripted. It ain't some shit. It's her being who she is, and that's what it is for me. So even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you gonna feel it because it's authentic.
Right. Let's go to a commercial break. Come back with DJ DAZON. He's in the building right now. Famous Flavor Radio each and every Monday, 6 to 7. Mysonne, the General's in the building. Be right
you want
back.
to call and give them that number first. If y'all want to call in 718-239-9200. Anybody want to ask Mysonne some questions? You already know Famous Flavor Radio.
Famous Flavor Radio live. You already know what it is. Mysonne, the General's still in the building. We're talking some real shit. We're kicking that real talk right now. Rain, the hostess, but the mostest is in the building. DJ DAZON is added to the mix as usual. Yo, D, you starting to become like a resident, like, dude, DK want to drop him a dime, though. That's, you know what I mean? That's the real shit right there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, we got to make it official for Mice. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we doing right now. We talking to Mysonne right now. 2017 Mice, that's where we at right now, right? 27 Mysonne BET Awards.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Was that the first time you did the BET Cypher?
Yes.
So shit like that bugs me out, Mice. Like, why in your whole career did it take for now for them to pick you to do the Cypher?
I mean, you know what? I could say that.
Because for years there's been a lot of sucker shit, a lot of whack. You know what I mean? And you be like, why is he on it? Or why is...
You know what? Kiss told me something. I'm looking at that picture and I just thought about it. Kiss was like, it's just timing. He was like, you know, like right now it's just your time. He said, mad people come to me like, Mice. And he said, Mice been nice, but it's just timing. Okay. He said, I've been telling niggas since 98 that Mice was one of my favorite rappers, but it's just timing. So I don't know God's plan, Famous. I don't know why it took so long. I don't know why they didn't hit. I don't know why I can put out a song that I made 6 years ago now and people act like it's the best song in the world. It just is what it is. DMX told me the same exact conversation. He's like, the first album he put out, he made it in 1988.
Wow.
You know he would say some crazy shit like that.
I made this song in 88. I made this whole album in 88 and told him I was going to win with it and put it out now. And it's triple So, you know, I know it happened. So it's just like, it's just whatever it is. When God's ready for it to happen, and you know, and you put yourself, and you put the work in, and you align yourself, it happens when it's supposed to.
Well, you said timing, right, Mike? So I ain't gonna front. I thought we had the timing when the Bang Bang Boogie shit popped. Cause so we fast forwarded, right? You came out, you put out a couple of mixtapes. I guess whatever, it didn't go where it was supposed to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like after 7 years, time changes, shit evolves, people hear what they want to hear. But then we formed this mega group, right? And I'm gonna say mega group because I was a part of it, so I'm gonna say mega.
That's right.
Mysonne, Cuban Link, Lord Tariq, S1, Hocus 4/5. They couldn't tell us nothing, Mike.
You could.
Like we had fuck the city. We had the state on smash. Like it wasn't nowhere you could go and not know about Bang Bang Boogie. Niggas that was signed was trying to fuck with Bang Bang Boogie. So we this close. G Unit is on us. 50 is on our air. The execs is hollering at that time. I think 50 was going through the shit with Fat Joe or whatever. So I guess, I don't know if he called himself going like against somebody using us to get to him. But we spent that shit and used it to our advantage, right? And then niggas get knocked. And then the shit falls apart. So it's like, at that time, did you feel like, yo, this shit is deja vu? Like, what? Like, every time we get this close, we take 10 steps back.
It was a lot, man. You know, it was a lot. We was grinding, you know, and it was like you said, it was a real big moment in the city. Like we had the ears of everybody, you know, that Bang Bang Boogie was moved everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And when that happened, it was just like, but I got used to that type of situation.
I was crushed, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah,
that's when a nigga went to Atlanta. When I packed it up the next day, like, yo, this shit ain't gonna work. Nigga broke again. Hey, I'm taking my talents to the A. Like these niggas out here don't support. I was anti New York, man. I ain't even gonna lie because I'm like, man, this is what it takes for New York at that time. Atlanta was at their peak at that time. You remember, like we was the only thing going on. We had Mano. We had like these was signed rappers. Mano, Uncle Murder, and Bang Boogie. No budget, no money, no nothing. We up here like. Wasn't Source magazine like we was
in the Rolling Stone.
Came to the Bronx.
We was in the Rolling Stone magazine.
Like that's
crazy.
That's not heard of. That's not heard of. Rolling Stone magazine, an unsigned group, not heard of. You know what I'm saying? But like whatever, like you said, timing was everything, and it was a time went. So now we at the 2017 mics. Like, what's next for Mysonne? Like, where do you see yourself in 2018? Is it still political mics, the activists, or are you just going? Well, I guess you're never gonna put that to the side. But what's going on with the music mics? Like, what's up with the lefty gun up in the right palm mics? Like, we like, I want that mics out.
I hear you. But I mean, you know, it's like what Jay said. If you want the old Jay-Z, you gotta buy the old album. You know what I'm saying? Like. So the music I'm saying is still street based, but I just can't tell you to just keep shooting each other no more. You know, I can't tell you no dumb shit that I know ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what a lot of artists do. Artists get caught in what they think they supposed to be, and they don't evolve, and your audience is evolving, but you not evolving. That's the thing that Jay-Z never did. Jay-Z constantly evolved. Yeah. So when niggas is mad saying, oh, you this and that, he like, yeah, whatever. But now he got 8 Grammys because he continues to evolve. Every time when he threw on a button up, he threw you on a button up. When he, you know what I'm saying, when he started wearing his shoes, he threw on the shoes. When he sat in the corporate office, he brought you to the corporate office. Whatever it was, he brought you where he was at because he was able to give that message. You can't try to give a fan base something they want when you no longer there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give them what you are, where you at. So where I'm at right now is I'm still in the streets, but my mentality has changed. It's like we not beefing with each other. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna buy the block back. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna figure out how we're gonna create an army and we're gonna police our own because we don't want the police killing us. So when we start policing our own blocks, so the police don't gotta come through here, then we start, that's what community is. You understand what I'm saying? That's what is real. If you're a real gangster, then you're supposed to be able to control your block to make sure that the old people in your block feel protected. That's gangster. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So when we start buying the block and we own the stores, and then you own property here, and y'all, we all working shifts, and then all our money is coming between us, and we protecting our own neighborhoods, and we own the buildings we live in, and we own all the shit. You ain't got to stay on the corner and work for peanuts because you ain't really making no money anyway. Wow. So the gangster part comes with the police and anybody know you can't come over here and do nothing in none of ours because we willing to live and die and we own ours and we don't even need y'all to come in here. Wow. That's what gangster is. So that's what my mind is. It's the same principles and the same criteria, but it's like we smarter than that. We ain't gonna let them make us kill us over nothing. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. It's what the Panthers was trying to do, but they dismantled it. You know what I'm saying? They had the right mindset. Look, we gonna police our own. We not letting y'all do nothing to us. We need to own our own stuff. So that's what the mind state is for me, man. It's just the music, and the music is gonna reflect that, and it sounds good. You understand what I'm saying? The kids want to hear it. When the kids hear it, same shit I did on the BET Awards with the Fun Master Flex freestyle, it's still giving you the same grit. But it just ain't telling you dumb shit. I can't tell you to do no dumb shit. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna talk about the streets and give you the real of the streets. I'm not telling you that you're gonna be a super thug and you're gonna shoot people and make $1 million. You're not gonna go to jail because that's not a fact.
That's not the reality.
That's not reality. I can't tell you that. And any nigga that tell you that don't care nothing about you. You understand what I'm saying? Because most of these kids are sitting in jail doing 20 and I go to Rikers Island and I sit down with 16 and 15 and 17-year-olds that's facing 100 years, and they was listening to their favorite rapper before they did the crime they was doing.
Oh, man. Let's go to the phones, Mike. Somebody want to talk to you. Phone lines keep ringing. 718-239-9200. You're on the line with Mysonne. What's up? Famous Flavor Radio.
What up, what up, what up? It's your girl, Harlem's First Lady, Nita. Checking in with my girl, Rain, the hostess with the mostest.
That's my boo. What's going on, boo?
What's up, boo? Welcome back. I didn't even know you was back. I just tuned in and
Surprise!
I'm like, oh, my girl. What's good? I see y'all got Mysonne up there. Y'all doing big things because I can't even get Mysonne on
Don't
my
do
show.
that. Don't do that.
And I got a morning show.
You know,
He's working for the people. I be needing him to come check in. What up, Mysonne?
What's going on with you?
Anything, man. Checking in with you, just listening to you. You know, do what you do. We really appreciate you. Really working for the people and doing what you do. People don't really understand what you're really doing because people are trying to do it. You're actually actively out there doing it. You know what I'm saying? So we really, I know my household, I'm just a single parent with one child. And, you know, my daughter's father is incarcerated. He's been incarcerated 10 years of her life. And there's just no, you know, real male figure out here that she could actually look at and say, okay, that's somebody that I could see some type of guidance from. And, you know, we got felony government systems and stuff out here and school systems that there's no structure or guidance for our young, you know. So I really do appreciate you. Can't wait to finally get you on my show if we could get that, you know, going. But I love to sit down with you, my son, and kick it with you.
Well, you know, that's nothing, man. You know, you my homie, always been A1, always support me. So let's just make it happen.
Let's do it. TMI every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 to 12 noon at the Matrix Studios. I love y'all. Y'all keep doing what y'all do.
All right, boo.
All right,
take
babe.
care.
Be safe.
Shameless plug?
Shameless plug. No, it was shame.
Nah, it's all good. Thanks for calling. Yo, Mice, the people want to hear something, though, man. I couldn't have you come up here, Mice, without blessing the people with something, Mice. I know you got something in the bag at church, Mike. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but it's never a spot for you, Mike. It's never a spot. And there's always, you always on the front line.
He always say he don't mean to, but he really mean to.
DAZON, what's up? You got something in the church? Mysonne on Famous Flava Radio Live. You already know what it is, man.
Strikes, bottom the knife, but I'm the franchise, I'm focused, I got him tonight, holding the dice, I'm blowing them, the bank is stopped, all my life I'm showing them my rank is top, thanks to pops, I'm stubborn, I refuse to fold, poker face in the clutch, I never lose control, never let them see me sweat when the room is cold, I'm a vet, I love war, it soothes my soul, I'm cool today, same way I proved before, my song the truth, I come through for show, I'ma do what it takes for me to move and grow, I refuse to lose, I come through in the snow on cruise control, riding through rough terrain. I'm bruised but so I'm too rough with pain. I got nothing to lose, too much to gain, too much to touch. Fighting too much, I'm drained. But fuck complaining, I got my hand on the deck. See, it's all about honor, and I'm a man of respect. I move in the manner that a man will respect. I understand that it's things that a man must protect. The other hand was on the tech. Now what's the odds? My path is set. No need to shuffle the odds, but I will die in war before I let y'all win. I done come too far to stop now, I'm all in.
Famous Flava Radio Live. Talk to him nice. Mysonne Journals in the building.
Hey.
DAZON on the 1 and 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They asked you what's my image. I said I'm like vintage wine. I'm Gandhi and Malcolm intertwined. See, I was in the crime, but my inner mind was into enlightening and trying to shine. I'm just a different kind. Wintertime with a twist of summer. Favorite number 76 is a twisted number. It's mixed among the devil and God. So keeping my mind level is hard. My mental is scarred. I'm gentle but hard, aggressive but calm. I'm so progressive but selective with charm. I demand respect. Can't connect with pawns cause I bond with kings and think steps beyond. Now I can play checkers, but I'd rather play chess. I could say yeah, I'd just rather say yes. I guess one way to paraphrase it best is I'm Sunday and Saturday with breath. I just went left, I lost like 100 of y'all. Same breath, I picked up 200 or more. I was the black boy lost in front of the store, fully prepared to bang my gun in the war. I was the kid copping, tongue numb from the roar. Motherfucker, I was the son of the whore, the lungs of the poor, voice of the young that they want to ignore, but it's too late. I'm coming the door, now it's the problem.
Man. Live. Mysonne in general is in the building. Understand the program. Understand what we doing up here, baby. DAZON on the set.
Ghetto governor gun under the lever. Best sum I scanned 400 or better. The first week I got them from China to Church Street. Thirsty to hear the greatest rap on earth speak. I blurt speech, preach jewels, teach schools. Holla, I make scholars out of complete fools. I make dollars, used to squeeze tools. You know how long it be before y'all cat would see me lose? Stop waiting, stop hating, I'm not Satan. But I'm high and I had coke in the pot baking. So when I'm not, I still be on the block caking or in the spot. It's up on my crotch shaking. Not Jamaican, but I love the grime. When the fingertips hug the nine, if love is blind, then hate got 20/20. If it's two things I hate, dirty chick and funny money. If I sell funny money, Live was honey, but she can't get no money from me. Not a dime, is you out your mind? A nigga like me is simply too hard to find. I'm against you.
Oh man. Oh man. Understand what's going on, man. Mysonne the journal.
I'm recognized by made niggas, paid niggas. Tick, tick, boom, tick, hand grenade niggas. The slick, leather sway, rag and wave niggas. Grade 8, 500 gram a day niggas. See, I made niggas. Look, stop and listen. I want the prison brought back when hip hop was missing. It's like niggas fishing with no worm in a hook. Lyrics is trash. Y'all concerned with a hook? Me and mine, we concerned with the crooks. The princes who read books by Machiavelli. Rick Burners the jokes. Blue trial when I turn back and look. Trial, we said guilty. I said, how I earned what I took. It was nice that I burnt what I cooked, but still ate. I bottled and sold shake, but I wasn't shook. I couldn't look in my mirror cause it hurt my eyes to see the king that I was. Trapped inside a cannabis / crack provider. I was Destiny Child, a brat, a black survivor. It's a rap, I'm Raps MacGyver, cause I can make classics out of scraps. Facts and wires, axe the bias. I dope fiend tracks, Mike's lyrics give dope fiend tracks. I'm dope, lean back, scratch your face, enjoy the high. You're famous, I rest my case, your boy is fire. Your boy been doing this since your boy was 5. I ain't never played with toys, I just always rhyme. I was always in the hallways with the Oyes grind and quitting and broke when the only employee was crime. I am unstoppable, enough of the trying. These motherfuckers ain't gonna beat me at nothing but dying. Nothing with their fucking chest clutching the iron, suffering like a turkey full of stuff and just lying in the pine box. Stupid lady in sleep, y'all keep playing. I'm playing for keeps.
This shit is a big of a problem up here, man. Mysonne the General is definitely in the building. Understand what we're doing up here. Famous Flavor Radio Live each and every Monday, 6 to 7. The General has spoken. Understand it. So much. Oh man, I can't even come back.
I was raised amongst hustlers, thieves, and killers, banana niggas who seem and breed gorillas. I done seen the realest. Erased by cowards, cardboard boxes, candles, placed by flowers, jakes by towers, rifles, beaming in yards, Muslims, bloods, kings, even the guards, building in ciphers, walking, building with lifers, late night playing CeeLo in the building with dices. I feel I'm the nicest. Why? Cause I paint pictures with coke lines and I quote lines from Saint scriptures. Hate snitches, I make chicks lose focus. I flow short like I'm raw like Peru Coke is. Dudes notice, and they know I'm official. These niggas is artificial. My art is official. I'm a star.
Oh man, Mike. Oh man, Mike.
My art is official.
They don't understand. They don't understand. Mike, they don't understand what's going on here, man. They don't understand, man.
I don't usually do that.
Oh man.
I ain't do that in a while.
Mike, they don't understand what's going on, man. But we really appreciate you coming up here.
Thanks for having me,
I think
King.
it's talking to him. We can go over.
We can get over whatever y'all want to do.
5 minutes. Nah, cause I did some things I wanted to
You
talk
need to talk
about.
with me.
I'm sorry. You
Talk about it,
She
man.
got some stuff to say.
Nah, I wanted to touch base on that American airline. Let me just tell you, I won't fly American airline. I've had my issues with them, but I wanted to bring a highlight to it because it's been out there, but I don't think that it made the media the way that it should have. And I know that, and I don't want to say because I met her, I actually was in hosting an event that she was part of, Tamika. I don't know if it's Mallory or Mallory. Mallory, okay. So, you know, sis is out there doing her thing, the thing. And you guys are like, every time I see her, I see you. It's like bread and butter. So I understand that there was an issue with American Airlines between both of y'all. I just want to, you know.
Yeah, we was coming back from the Revolt conference. Shout out to Diddy. It was a great conference. And we had a flight, and she had a seat, and they gave her the wrong seat. And then, you know, the flight attendant, the lady who did the tickets, had an attitude with her because she gave her the wrong ticket. They switched her seat when she get on the plane. She's claustrophobic. She don't sit in the middle. She changed her ticket before she got there. Then they gave her a ticket saying she was in the middle, so nobody could give her a reason why. Lady got attitude. They had some words. Pilot came off the plane, started talking to her like she was a child, and she still didn't even say nothing to them. She went sat on her seat. The pilot got mad, I guess, because she told him she was gonna write them up. Decided that she had to get off the plane, and me just standing there saying nothing. Decided that we both had to get off the plane. So we just shout out to actually the American Doug Ferris. Okay, somebody take him. So the CEO of American Airlines. We had a big meeting. We had a second meeting, and they seem like they want to do the right thing, that they're moving in the right direction. But still we got to see what happens. So just came from Kansas. We had a meeting in Kansas with them the other day. I mean, Texas actually. So.
Well, then maybe.
So we working. No, you don't go. Don't take it back yet.
No.
But we formulating. We overlooking the process. They putting together a task force, which we are, and we're gonna look at how they do cultural sensitivity training and implicit bias training, because it's too many. They have too many of these incidents. So they have a whole plan on how they plan to change it over the next year. They want to drastically implement things and make a lot of changes. So we'll see. We just gonna watch it. They got us all on the board.
How does that? How are y'all gonna be hands on with seeing this? Are they giving y'all a way to oversee that?
Yeah, we on the board. That we creating the board.
Wow. You see that?
That bag is open. Wow.
I mean, we haven't even got to that level yet, but they're definitely gonna have to be some level of compensation for the mental anguish and getting them. So
sometimes though the bag, the purpose is more,
but
worth more than bag.
It is, but that's what I'm saying.
The bag got to be there.
That's why the bottom line is for us is about making change so people don't deal with what we had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But in the interim and in the process, people you have to compensate when people are dealing with mental and physical anguish and defamation of character and all these things. You can't just they're not gonna let you do it to them.
Right.
So you got to compensate people, and then we can move forward. After you correctly compensate and we sit down and we have conversations that make sense. But they seem like they want to do the right thing. So I'm happy for that.
Well, I appreciate that, and I believe in divine intervention. So just sitting here listening to your story, listening to everything that you've been through throughout your life, I always believe that there's a purpose, there's a path for everyone, right? And so because all of these things have happened after subsequently, I feel like because you're where you are exactly like you said, you're supposed to be where you are right now, because this is what you're supposed to do. You're you called it a raptivist. So it doesn't amaze me or surprise me that something like that happened to you and Tamika at the same time.
We said the same
together
thing.
And knowing that what already you guys are fighting for prior to this happening. So it just sheds more light on you, and I believe that God is working and opening your path just so that you guys can continue. And I believe that nothing but greatness is going to come from both of y'all, and there's definitely going to be change. And we all just thank you now and her for it, and as well as all the other people who are involved in this movement. So with that said, I appreciate it. I already told you behind the scenes that as a mother of 2 brown little boys, a single mom, I appreciate that. I appreciate there are a lot of women who appreciate a man like you to be that type of figure, to be that type of image for our kids, because there's not a lot of them.
Well, I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
So, Mike, if the people want to follow you, they want to get in touch with you, they want the music, they want to know what's the next movement that you following, you creating, how can they be a part of that?
You can follow me on Instagram at Mysonne NY General. You can follow me on Twitter just at Mysonne. My Facebook is Mysonne Linen, LINEN. I'm about to do a live. I did I don't know if you've seen the video I did for the song that Joyner Lucas just did.
That was another thing I wanted to talk about.
So I'm actually doing it live because it's just so many different opinions.
Okay.
So I want to talk about his, and then I want to talk about my remix. Wow. So I'm going live on my Instagram and my Facebook at the same time at 8:30, and we're gonna have a big discussion on that. So, but you can tune in. You can find me on any one of my social media networks, and I'm there.
That's what it is. Mysonne the General is in the building. Famous Flavor Radio Live. You already know. Full show will be up later on. We thank him for coming up, pulling up. We thank him for all the works that he is doing and will be doing. Catch y'all next week. You already know what it is. Famous Flavor Radio Live. Rain, what's up?
Peace.
Yo, I'm out. You already know. Rain 711. Rain, the host of the mostest. You already know.
DJ Famous NYC. DAZON.
DJ DAZON. Just Instagram, nothing else.
That's what it is. For all previous shows, famousflavorradio.com. You already know what that is. I'll holla at y'all.